my dudes? Thanks for hanging out and drinking with two dudes and a mic. I am your host, Mike. And as always, I'm sitting across from my favorite dude, Gus. What's going on today, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm happy to have a cold beer in front of me.
Yes.
And a great guest in the studio.
I can't wait to open this beer.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do have a really good guest. In studio today, we have the winner of 2019's Next Best Comic Award, an all-around stand-up guy. You love it.
Yeah, there you go.
I worked hard on that one.
Oh, yeah?
We got Curtis Coleman in studio today. How you doing, sir?
Very good. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So here we go. You've listened to our shows. You admitted it,
Yep.
right? You're one of those guys who
clean.
reluctantly admits that he listened to it. So we're going to do these show shots. So everybody
All right.
listening, grab your glass there. All the dudes, listen. Here we go. Male, female. Cheers.
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 And then the beer cracks. There we go. And I think, me and you were drinking. Oh, you couldn't even open it.
Get it. Couldn't
It's all
get
good. You got to drink that other one fast. Then.
Absolutely. All right.
The 2019 Next Best Comic.
Yes, sir.
What the hell's that all that about?
So it's Windsor Comedy Festival,
Right?
which they hold every year. They do it at the Chrysler Theater downtown. I think that's what it's called. I think it's called the St. Clair Center for the Arts now.
St. Clair
That's
Center,
what
yeah.
it is. Fuck them. Chrysler Theater.
Fuck Chrysler.
Yeah. Wow.
You lost to St. Clair.
Yeah. But no, it's so they, like every year they do this festival. They get a bunch of headliners in from all over the world, and then they do, I guess, their amateur show. So in the beginning, it's like the way it works is you apply to it online. You send them in a video of you doing stand up, and then they go through those, and then they pick four or three. Last year was 3 different comedians, like the top guys from the qualifiers. They bring them in. You go out and you do, 5 minutes in front of almost 1,000 people. So it's a pretty big change, but I ever since I started doing comedy in Windsor, all the guys told me all the local guys were like, this is what you want to do. This is how you want to get into this festival. You meet people, and if you
Right.
win the award, now you're an award-winning comedian.
Yeah.
So it's that's something I was working for, and then when I got in, I was like, fuck yeah. And then I found out as soon as I got there, they're like, okay, so your competition, there was one guy from Michigan. So I'm like, all right. And then the other guy's from Los Angeles.
Oh, no.
Son of a bitch. I'm like, so you paid this guy to come here, or he paid money to come here, and then now the Windsor guy's going up against him.
Because there's Laugh Factory and all that stuff, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
But yeah, and then I somehow won, and then ever since then, Corona happens.
So that was recent you did this.
This was December 2019.
So you won in December.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then,
And then I had 2
All
months
this.
to ride that wave of excitement, and then
and it's like, wah, wah.
yeah.
So they're not doing a 2021 or?
I don't know. I haven't gotten any word yet. If they do, I'll definitely be there. Because they do the Windsor, and then the next night they do the Chatham Comedy Festival, which, that's fun.
As the winner of the 2019 one, though, do you automatically go to the 2020 if there is one?
Yes.
Like you're reigning champ, you get to defend
so
your title?
It was as soon as I won, then I was invited to the Chatham one, which was actually the next night. So I was like, you win that, then you get to do that one. And then so I did 5 minutes in Windsor, and then when I went to Chatham, I did 10. So it's immediately it's double the set, which that doesn't sound like a lot of time, but it honestly it is.
10 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, but it's double what I did, but it's you have to take, because the 5 minutes was let me take everything that I have that's amazing, or I think that is amazing, and then condense it,
Right.
and then they're like, okay, 10 minutes now, so it's shit, so I have to start filling in other jokes, and then you figure out transitions and segues. It's a process involved.
Do you have backups to backup jokes? So if you realize
Absolutely.
one's starting to flop, you just change direction and say a different, go off track? Yeah.
Yeah, that's with segues and that. I try and keep little empty spaces where it's okay, this isn't going well, bail out and go to this.
Right.
But it's easier said than done. But I try to, but sometimes they get me and I go, oh fuck, and then that's when I try and do some crowd work or something to.
Do you
keep
ever
my brain
forget? Do you ever get up on stage and kind of forget your direction?
Believe it or not, I never have.
Really?
That's my number one fear. I think I've forgotten. I've never forgotten a punchline. I've forgotten stuff in between. But it's not that important. But it's
Right.
an extra little oomph. But I've never I've forgotten where I'm going. That's for sure.
Right.
But yeah, I've never forgotten whole jokes. Thankfully.
But that's kind of that gray area in the middle is kind of, you can change whatever you want, right? Because it's just filler. Because you need a certain amount of time between the setup and the punchline, right?
100%.
Yeah.
It's all about rhythm, right? It's Fred Armisen. If you
Oh
know
yeah,
that.
of course.
Oh,
He's he does the stand up for drummers.
Right.
Which he did a podcast where he really broke it down. It was you can a jazz drummer could sit down and play drums to your jokes, and if your joke is like rhythmically sound, it'll fit like a jazz beat.
Really?
It's interesting, yeah. There's like a rhythm to, like Dave Chappelle, for example, like you can play a freaking jazz beat to him. It's like so rhythmic.
Like the timing, you mean?
Yeah, but not even just the timing, like the rhythm of his, like the inflection in his voice,
really?
like the
Holy shit.
It, like, you know, it's like a hi-hat. It's great, man.
Wow.
That's yeah.
So do you ever sit down with a drummer and work out your routine?
Absolutely not,
Okay. I'm a drummer, so if you ever want to work that out,
There you go.
we can definitely set up a
Make it
routine.
happen.
You jazz drummer?
I'll just do that every time you tell a joke. So how long you been doing this?
2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. 2.5 years.
Yeah, you showed me some of your stuff, and it was really funny, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Actually, that clip I sent you was the clip that got me into the festival.
Oh, was that's what you submitted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Where was that
submitted.
at?
It was at Haddon's Comedy Club. It
That's
was like
not open though anymore.
Not
right?
anymore.
Closed?
No, I was the house MC there.
I was gonna say, yeah, I remember hearing something about you being the MC there.
Yeah, every weekend that was my spot. I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
It's like not only are you meeting new comedians every week, but it's like all my friends are there. It's just a great hang, man.
Yeah, it's like home.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what's there now? Like, is there
Nothing. It's
is there a
just an
comedy
empty room.
club?
So it's like upstairs is Rockhead,
Yeah.
which is a bar, and then now the basement's just empty. It was in the basement of that, so it's not like it wasn't its own building. It was like
Okay.
an entity of Rockhead, but unfortunately, like it just kept flooding.
Is there like a comedy club in the city?
No.
Nothing. We have nothing here.
We have
what
no
about
comedy club.
Leo's? I heard about Leo's. Is
Oh, that's
that
been
gone?
closed for years.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Now he's I don't know if he's partnering with them, but he does a lot of his shows at the sportsman clubs.
Okay. Oh, I saw one of your photos, and in the back on the stage there was the
Comedy
Sportsman
Corner.
logo
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then next to that is the comedy corner. But I wasn't doing a Leo's comedy thing. I was doing a rap and comedy show. I've done a couple of those.
Rap and comedy show.
Yeah, it's like half comedians, and then I host and kind of like run that portion of it.
Right.
And then there's this guy, Eddie Echo the Element, and then he runs the raps portion of it. So we do like comedian, rapper, comedian, rapper, comedian, rapper.
Holy.
Like come out there with like a rap song or like a rap battle or like
Oh, I've done a rap battle. Oh, yeah. To fill the time, I've done it. But it's one of those things of like you wouldn't think that it would work, and it doesn't. I don't know. It's a weird dynamic, but at the end of the day, it's just fun. Like it's painful to do sometimes, but at least it's fun.
If you had to
man.
pick your perfect venue, what would it look like?
I would say no more than like capacity for the audience, 60 people.
Okay.
No more than 60. Stage 100%. I hate doing comedy shows where there's no stage.
When you're level ground?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like that. That doesn't feel right. It's like you need that step up so people can see you, you know, and like they're just like, oh, that's the guy to listen to.
Yeah.
So yeah, stage 100%. Honestly, a venue I really like, Old Walkerville Theater. I know that's more than 60 people, like I just said.
Where's
but like,
that?
that's it's on Wyandotte.
Oh, is it Capitol Theater?
No,
No,
no, no, no.
Walkerville
Walkerville.
Theater.
It's it's called the Old Walkerville Theater.
It's like Wyandotte and Walker-ish area. It's like it's old Walkerville
That's
area.
Kildare.
Yeah, Kildare.
Yeah,
sorry.
right near Kildare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's there?
yeah.
Yeah. You see the marquee when you drive by. It's
What?
they do
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
probably-
they do a lot of concerts there.
You probably just never paid attention.
No, never.
Yeah.
I'm just looking to see if there's parking for Kildare. That's
Yeah.
all I care about.
It's like that venue is like if you're not big enough to sell out the WFCU or
Right.
the casino, you go there.
Okay.
But it's a sweet venue, man. There's like balcony seating, floor, bar at the back. It would be great for like a bigger comedy show.
You know what you should do? Like set up something like a weekly or like bi-weekly something with backstage. They got a good
Yeah,
venue
they
there.
have a really
What's
good
that?
venue. Backstage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how old are you?
Guess.
22?
Hurt my feelings. Not 21. Nice.
21?
Wow. I usually get 35 or 40.
What?
Yeah.
No. I don't know if you remember a bar called Chubby Pickle downtown. No. Okay. That's why I was asking how old you are, because it was a few years ago, but it was a really good venue for bands to go up on stage and play. They had great sound system, great seating, great bar, great lighting, great everything. So that closed up.
Okay.
And Backstage opened, I don't even know how long ago, quite a while ago.
It's been there for-
around
yeah,
for a
it's been
while.
for a while,
Yeah,
yeah.
for a while. But they have an elevated stage.
Oh, wow.
They have a green room behind it. It's
Nice,
full
yeah.
lighting, full PA, full amps, full everything.
That's in a residential neighborhood.
Yeah.
That you would not expect that it was there.
Exactly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's buried, like not buried, but if you were just driving down the street, you would pass by it, and not even think twice.
Yeah. We have a great elevated stage.
There's a whole bar up front too.
Yeah.
With I think there's pool tables.
There's up
It's like
front,
a
there's
pool hall
tables,
up front. Yeah.
And then it like opens
So
up
there's
to
two
like
bars.
a proper concert venue
Wow.
in the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rockstar is a really nice venue, too.
I've heard a lot about this, but I've never actually been there.
We did the last comedy rap show there. We've done 3. And the last one was there in the basement.
Okay.
Super nice venue. Super nice venue.
You know what though? I do remember going to Yuck Yucks. Yuck Yucks used to be on Olette and Park, and there was a Yuck Yucks there, and we used to go in there all the time. So I do remember going to that, and I do remember going to one that was on Ottawa Street. Might have been Leo's.
No, so that would have been probably the same as where we did the last comedy club was called Haddon's, and before that it was called Comedy Quarry.
Maybe that was it.
And it was on Ottawa.
I know it's not Haddon's because I was on a TV show with him.
Really?
Before he passed away, yeah. Yeah, we did a show called Cooked, and he was the security guard in the show, and I played like, I don't know, cop number 4 or something. I don't fucking know. I had lines though. But anyway, yeah. So I know I hadn't been to his comedy club because after he passed, that's when they named it after him.
Right.
Yeah, because he was a big comedian.
It was the second opening, and then we named it in his honor.
Okay. Yeah. So you got promoted up to MC for that?
I did, yeah. Honestly, I loved it, man.
Yeah.
There's something so nice about being there every week. It's like not only do I get to try out new material, but it's like so cool. Like on a weekly basis, I know that I'm gonna have a different crowd every week.
Yeah.
We got some regulars, but not a lot. Like the other shows, like on Tuesdays, we do a show at Craft Heads. That's like I guess you could call it like the open mic with Windsor. Like if someone's new and they want to try out, that's where they would go. And then that's kind of like where we use to try like new material. So it's like every Tuesday I would try like something new. If it went well, then I'd take it to the club on Friday, Saturday. And it was like such a sick, experience being able to go in and like here's an actual paying crowd and and they're here to see a real comedy show. It's not like people who went to a bar and happened to stumble into a show. It's like these people know what they're here for and then go up there and host a show. It was great.
I think that's the downfall of an open mic.
Oh,
is you're expecting like junk. Right,
yeah.
People are just going up and they're hammered and they're trying shit out.
Yeah.
But if you go to an actual comedy show, that's the different environment, and you're already in that mindset, right? Like people are already there to laugh.
Exactly.
So they know what they're getting into.
Yeah, but then I guess the other side of the coin, the downside of that, is that like if somebody were to go to Craft Heads on Tuesday and then go to the club on the weekend, you're gonna see like 2 or 3 of the same comedians because it's like Windsor. The circle in Windsor is so small.
Oh, really?
So the way that we would run it is like so on Tuesday you have probably like 10 people who would go up. Of those you have like I'm gonna say quick count in my head 6 or 7 of them who are like serious about the craft. So then those are the ones who are at the club. So it's like at the club would be host. So me, I go up and then we have 2 locals and then a feature and a headliner. And the feature and headliner were always like from out of town. But the rest of the show was like locals. So it's like we did have people who would come in and complain of like, oh, I just saw this guy on Tuesday at Craft Heads for free.
Okay.
Which is like, yeah.
Like, fuck off. Okay.
Yeah. Like, these guys got to get experience somehow. I got to get experience somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I suppose.
Yeah.
So when you open for a headliner, like what's your set? 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
So because I was the host, I would do longer. So I would do like 10 to 15, depending on the show.
That's fucking tough.
And then the other guys would do like 8.
So when you see somebody like Chappelle or whoever, it doesn't matter, do an hour and 20-minute Netflix special.
Oh man,
how do they write that?
Over time,
yeah,
years.
That's what it is.
It is. It's like once again, they're like in a big city. Like a lot of the guys I know, like in Toronto, who are doing it, they're doing 12 to 15 shows a week. Whereas like here, like before Corona, like going to the States, going to Detroit, and everything, I would be lucky if I hit like 5. That would be like an amazing week for me.
Really?
Realistically, like I'm probably like 2 or 3 a week, if that.
Even right now?
Oh, now it's 0.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like now with the distancing and all that shit, limited capacity. What's the new medium for comedy? Like, what do you do? Live casts or?
We were doing at the beginning of Corona. We did the Craft Head show. We did like an online one. So everyone sent in clips and then I pieced them all together. And then we released that. It was like comedy from home type thing. Me personally, I was trying to do a lot of like Instagram lives.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I felt you guys probably experienced this too, where it's just like everybody during quarantine was like I feel like everybody who's creative in some way felt like worried that they're gonna fall into obscurity. So it's like everybody's pumping out content constantly.
There is,
to a point where like I had to like delete Instagram for a bit because I'm like, this is just too much. I can't keep up with this shit. Like, there's a pandemic going on. And like, don't get me wrong. There's something so cool about people adapting to what's going on in the world and like finding new mediums and new ways to release content. But at the same time, it's like there was just so much going on, and everybody, like every Instagram influencer and comedian, musician, whatever. It's like everybody was doing stuff, or it was just like. it's so hard to get people to be like, care about mine. Like, what are you gonna go on Instagram Live and talk about how you washed your groceries?
You know what Adam
it's like,
Carolla
what's
did?
going on?
Actually,
So,
Tom
I was just
Green
gonna say
did do
Tom
that.
Green.
Tom Green
literally did that exact
He
thing.
did lives where he was just literally sitting in the back, and you see like his backyard's all paved.
Yeah.
And he brings out his hose and he's just spraying everything down. He's got soap and a sponge, and it's just him
Yeah.
washing his food. It was like the
Nice.
craziest thing ever, and he got tons of viewers.
Yeah.
But Adam Carolla did. He did an improv set.
Ah,
So you go on YouTube and everyone just types in the comments, and he says, "Give me one word, and I will do a set on whatever that word is." And he changed it throughout the whole
Nice.
show, right?
That's sweet.
And I got my word in there. I said origami, and he started doing like a whole set just off the fly about
Wow.
origami. Yeah.
See, that's awesome.
So
I
that's
like
a
that.
different avenue, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, aside from you don't know Blues Brothers, do you?
Oh yeah. I know.
You know the movie?
Yeah, I know the movie. Of course.
So
I know
getting
the
like
movie.
the cage in front of you or something, like
Yeah.
that's the only way you're going to be able to do stand up now.
100%
Live.
That's what I've seen. Actually, I've seen a lot of like shows in Michigan where the comedians are wearing masks,
Really?
which is just like, dude, that's half your face gone.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
For me, like with stand up, I like as much as it's like joke telling, it's also like body movement and body
Yeah, I was just
language
gonna
and
say,
stuff like that.
How much of like a stand-up routine is like facial expression and body language?
It
And,
depends on who you ask, man. There's people who go up there and they're like strictly just like joke tellers.
but
You know.
I would say like from any comedian I've ever seen, whether they admit it or not, like half of it is the way they tell the joke,
Yes.
the way they tell it with their body, whether they're like taking a sip of a beer in between like sentences.
Yeah.
Like
The audience feeds off that.
Oh,
Bert
absolutely.
Kretschner when he like rips his shirt off and starts
Yeah.
story time. Like
Yeah.
like that's a huge part of it. I think
Yeah.
you really need to see them.
Absolutely, I agree.
What's that chick? Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that her name? Aubrey Plaza? Yeah.
Their deadpan face.
Like
all
that's
yeah.
the whole. That's what's funny about it.
Yeah.
Or Zach Galifianakis on the Two Ferns show. Like that.
So great.
that comedy is what.
Yeah.
When he's deadpan, but his face is so fucking red because he's just trying to hold it all in.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know how he gets through that show. They must do like 100 takes.
There's a entire clip of like outtakes.
There has to be.
Yeah.
Because
It's 10
like
minutes long.
they just must die laughing. There's no way you can't.
Yeah.
How do you take that guy seriously? Like the shit he just comes up with is like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I would say that the outtakes is probably my favorite part of that entire thing.
I think outtakes of any show.
Yeah, true.
Because you've seen the show so many times that like the outtakes are so funny, right?
Yeah.
Like The Office or whatever.
I miss like the days of DVD where you would have like the special
Yes.
features.
Oh, yeah,
What
yeah.
happened to special features, man?
That's
It's everything's digital.
yeah.
I'm
it.
like a
On
huge
demand.
movie guy, and like I still to this day I buy Blu-rays. If there's a movie I like, I'm buying it on Blu-ray. That's my thing.
Yeah.
But like there's no special features anymore
No.
on anything.
They don't do like the commentary or the.
You get the commentary. You'll usually get that, but like this is an obscure one. But remember like the Shrek DVD back in the day?
Yeah.
Had like mini games.
Right.
I remember something
fuck
about that.
happened to
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
I like that he said back in the day for Shrek.
yeah. That was like 2 weeks ago.
Right. For us, it was
Wow.
like Shrek back in the day. Yeah. Not like, Back to the Future or Bill and Ted back in the day. Like back in the early 80s or late 80s and 90s.
Yeah. Well, back in my day.
back
I'll
when
start speaking
Shrek-
like an old Southerner. What's your favorite movie of all time?
I know mine.
I don't mind.
I don't know if I could pick mine.
Mine's Back to the Future.
Back to
By
the Future?
far.
That's
By
in my
far.
top 5.
Yeah.
My number 1 of all time, Jurassic Park.
Ah, first one?
First one. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, of course.
I
I
think-
love Jurassic Park.
It's such a tough choice. Clerks 2.
Nice.
As your favorite of all time?
Yep.
Of ever? But if you like Desert Island, if you had one movie you could watch for the rest of your life. And actually let's say because yours is like a trilogy. No, you have 4.
Well,
Was it Jurassic Park 1, 2,
5
3
now.
then World?
and then World Fallen Kingdom.
I didn't even know. Okay, so we'll say the entire series of movies because mine I've got 3, he's got 5.
Yeah.
So for an entire series,
Clerks 1 and 2.
Yeah, Clerks 1 and 2.
Wow.
That's impressive.
I like that. Yeah.
You should have talked about that with Sean.
I should have. Yeah.
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 Sean got to smoke weed with Kevin Smith.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
I know.
That's
Well, not me. I don't smoke weed, but but yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So, what got you kind of like started into comedy? What was your shining moment?
Well, I don't know. When I was younger, I used to do a lot of acting, like in theater. Not like film acting, but like theater acting. I was in
Like stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, stage. I guess that's a better
Yeah.
word to say it. Stage acting. And then I don't know. I the last play I did was in high school. I did Grease, And then after high school, I like didn't really. I don't know. It's not that I didn't want to do it anymore. It's just that I wanted to find like new mediums. And honestly, up to that point, like when I was a kid, I watched a lot of stand up. I watched Richard Pryor. A lot as a kid.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, but I don't know. When I got like in my teenage years, I never watched much stand up, and then my friends got me into Chappelle.
Yeah.
And I know this is controversial to say now, but Crystalia, if you know him.
Why is that controversial?
Oh, yeah. He said some things.
Did he?
No, he didn't say some things. He did some things.
Well,
oh, did he?
He was talking to underage girls.
I think I remember hearing about that.
There's no like proof that he did anything with them. But
yeah, I think. No, wait, wasn't that a movie? There was a movie that he was in.
No, he was in. He was in the show You on Netflix, season 2.
That's what it is.
And he played basically himself. He
Right.
played a comedian who was a pedophile. And then it came out like 5 months later. It's like, wait a second. And it's like, what the fuck was he doing this show? Like, are you rubbing it in the face of the victims?
Why would he agree to that though?
I have no idea.
What the hell?
It's almost
Even
like
if
he
you
was
didn't
hoping.
do it.
It's like he was hoping that like when the allegations came out, because he knew eventually allegations would come out.
Right.
So it's like he probably expected that people would be
Of
like,
the
"Oh,
show.
that was just a movie. That was just a show."
Like I just did.
Like you just did,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. It worked on me.
Yeah.
Well played, Crystalia.
But so I got really into Crystalia, and then I actually the Brewing for Comedy at Craft Heads. That's the Tuesday show. I messaged their page just being like, if I wanted to do this, how would I go about trying it out? And they're like, "Oh, next week you're on." And I was like, "Oh,
Whoa.
all right. Time to get it together."
Yeah, jeez.
So
They were hurting.
I invited 30 of my friends to make sure that there was no way I was going to bomb my
Right.
first time.
Of course.
I like put a parachute on and walked in there. And then, it went really well. And then I kept going. And then, here we are.
Damn. So at high school 2 years ago?
4
4? 4 or 5. You're old.
I'm
now.
22 this year. In November.
You're not even 22 yet?
Not 22 yet. I know.
We got to start IDing our guests before they come in here to make sure they can drink.
Forget like an 18-year-old in here to feed them
We're
a bunch
just
of
feeding them
alcohol.
beer.
Yeah.
Like, here you go.
Drink up, buddy.
Right. And then we get arrested.
Yeah.
So before a show, like before that show, your first one,
Yes.
did you have something that you did that you continue to do every show now? Some sort of like superstitious whatever?
Not really, but every big show, I listen to like pump up music.
What's pump up music?
You're
for
gonna
you?
laugh. You're gonna
Here
laugh.
we go. Britney Spears.
My go-to song now, Elton John, "Tiny Dancer."
I just played that
We're
tonight.
literally just playing that.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, that song, I don't know, there's something very empowering about it.
Yes.
And I just put that on and it gets me going.
What about Rocket Man?
Not the same. I mean, good song, but just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't have that.
No, it's-
there's something inspirational.
It's the almost famous bus ride.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes. Honestly, subconsciously, that's probably what
That's where it
is.
came
Yeah.
from? Yeah.
Definitely.
For me, it's Big Bang Theory, Rocket Man.
Really?
'Cause, yeah, it was on there. Yeah. I don't know.
Really?
I like them both.
Rocket Man's a good song,
It's a
but
very good song.
it's not the same as Tony.
Tony
Danza.
Danza.
Tony
I
Danza?
can't even say it. It's Tony,
Tony
Danza.
Danza?
Yeah, Tony Danza.
It's really hard to sing that song without saying those words.
Yeah,
now, eh?
hold me closer, Tony Danza.
Now you've ruined it for me.
That was way too funny.
God damn it.
You can Yeah, when you're listening to it next time, you're gonna be like,
That's
It's
all
gonna
you're
kill
gonna
me.
get.
I'm gonna bomb the next time I'm put it on before the show, and then start thinking about that, and be like, ah,
just start singing it.
halfway through your set, it's going to click in your head and you're just going to laugh at nothing.
yeah.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever laughed in the middle of your set at your own jokes?
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, of course.
I think
gonna say,
people
how do you
think
not?
sometimes that I'm faking it, but I'm not. I think I'm having a good time, man. I want to laugh, you know.
But sometimes you do have to, right? Or no? To like prime them up or?
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, I try not to, because I feel like when I'm fake laughing, people can tell.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, but I mean, if I'm having a genuinely good time, I'm laughing anyway.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets into crowd work. I'll laugh for 30 seconds, you know, if somebody's heckling.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Like crowd work, like talking to the crowd, you know, like the whole, like, oh, like, what are you guys doing for work
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
front row? Like that kind of shit.
That's got to be tough though,
You know,
because it's all on the spot, like quick thinking.
yeah, 100%. There is an art to it, man. There's a guy, he was in the Windsor Comedy Festival with me. His name's Jeff Leeson. He's from London, I believe. And that's his whole set, man. He'll go out there and he'll do an hour. He'll do an hour of, oh, where do you work and what's your name? And then the art of it with him, I've never seen anybody else do it like this. Is he'll go through the crowd and you'll forget the first guy he talked to, but he doesn't. And he'll relate the people together. And then at the end, he'll tell a story involving each and every one of them and the jokes that he made with them.
Wow.
It's amazing. It blows me away every time. And
So he's working from from like the moment he gets in there to the
Oh,
moment
the
he leaves?
second he gets in there, he's reading the room. He's
That's
watching the crowd.
insane.
He did in Chatham. He did great because it was like, "What's your name, Bob? Oh, what's your name, Bob? What's your name, Bob?" And they're all farmers. His work was cut out for him. Right there,
There it is. Yeah. I mean, that writes itself at that point.
exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
But yeah, it's fun, man. Like if you get like that one person that you really connect with and you can hit what hit these jokes with, and obviously you got to be careful that they don't get too upset, or you don't want to pick on somebody who's just there to have a good time.
So you can tell, like, if you're picking on somebody and they start, like, what? They don't.
You know what? The first indicator is, like, whatever the first question you ask them, like, oh, what's your name? Based on how loudly they say that back to me, I know.
Oh, okay.
Like, if it's like, oh, what's your name? And they're like, Danielle. It's like, okay, she's too shy. But if
Yeah.
like, hey, what's your name? Oh, Mike! It's like, all right, buddy, let's go.
Every mic is loud.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll vouch for it. It's fine. You can pick on me at any one of your shows. I don't care. I don't give a shit. we could sit in the front row.
That's ballsy.
As soon as the show comes up, you know what? That
danger
is
zone.
true. I've gone to a few shows too, and like the person I was with, they're like, "Oh, let's go sit over here." It's like, "Fuck that, let's go sit in the front." And then you get picked on no matter what.
Oh,
it's like part of the act.
It is.
Right?
Most
like a
comedy
rite of
shows
passage.
you'll go to, there's nobody in the front row.
Really?
Yeah,
But somebody's got to be the front.
At the comedy club, it's like we would like fucking bribe them sometimes.
Really?
Like, come to the front, please.
I never cared.
Yeah.
I mean, I can take it. I just don't give a shit, right? Like, who cares? Go ahead and make fun of me.
See, for you, you're like, that's cool. For me, that's like my worst nightmare.
So we're doing this.
It's happening now.
We're going to a comedy show, and you're sitting in the front row.
Are you gonna do your bucket list stand-up?
Yeah, you know
routine?
what? Bucket list thing for me was I want to do a stand-up set.
Dude.
Yeah.
Tuesdays, craft heads.
Nah. I say that now when I drink. I say that, but sober, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I even wrote like I have a whole like note app full of jokes and stuff that I
Really?
want to do, like strung together. But I just
Well, so
I don't
you
have the
set.
guts. I don't have the
You
guts.
have a set.
Oh, maybe like a minute and a half.
Nah, that's better
The
than
text
nothing.
looks like a lot, but when you actually go through it, it's like a minute and a half.
You know how many people show up and have nothing?
I guess
I'll come up with it on
That's
stage. It's like, no, you won't.
that's not me.
You think on your feet pretty good though.
I like to prepare though.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be your downfall is your like over preparation.
Yeah,
Because you're gonna go up there and you're gonna be like, oh, I only got 3 things, so I can only say those 3 things.
You'd be the first podcaster to become a comedian.
I'm not going to become a comedian.
Well, who
I'm going to
knows?
do one set and get the fuck out. I know I don't belong up there. I just want to do it just because it's like a bucket list thing, right?
Fair,
like that's
fair.
that's a very skilled craft to try and do. I can't do that shit. I just want to do it because it would be funny for me.
For your own enjoyment.
That's it. One time, in and out. See
Get
ya.
out of there, yeah.
So do you have like your own style that you try to go for?
Honest, that I do try. I try to have thematic consistency.
Okay.
But I feel like that's one of those things that like takes 7+ years. Like most comedians who are famous today, you would ask them that oh, how long did it take for you to find your groove?
Right.
Most of them are going to tell you like 8 years.
Really?
It takes a long time, man. Because what it is it's like at the end of the day, it's like every joke I write is going to be different in some way, right? I could be making jokes about cars one week and then jokes about my childhood the next.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like you get over time doing shows is like you see what hits, what doesn't. Also, I mean, I'll do a set at Craft Heads, 5 minutes, hits great, does fantastic, kill it, and then I'll go to Detroit, do the same jokes, total bomb.
Really? Yeah.
So it's like you never really know that your jokes are good until you've done them like 30 times.
So it's geographic.
No,
Depending on the location.
I think it's like it goes back to some things that Luke Michaud has said. It's the 10,000 hour rule.
Yeah,
You
to
have
master the craft?
Yeah, you have to master. You have to put the time in to master it.
you do.
You have to do the sets. You have to put 10,000 hours of sets in there so that you become a master at it.
And there's like so many variables, man. There's so many variables. Every person is their own, has their own experiences and finds your own things funny. So it's like, I could tell something that maybe it doesn't relate to this audience. And like you said, geographically too, like, I don't like when I go to somewhere in Michigan, it's like, I have no idea what these people are like in their day-to-day lives. I have no idea if they know what the Disney Channel is,
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I don't watch the Disney thing. Do you have that? You have that.
Oh,
Disney Plus.
Disney
yeah.
Plus?
Yeah, Hamilton. That's some good shit.
Hamilton?
Hamilton.
I would
The
never
play?
expect you to say that.
No?
I would never expect you to say that.
I was
Like the play?
it's like a musical. Yeah.
Musical, yeah.
Yeah. So like I occasionally like musicals. They're not like my favorite thing, but I sat down and watched Hamilton. That was solid. I like that. I'm sure we've.
In post, can you put cricket sounds in between that, please? That's a perfect.
You're gonna watch it one day. It's just like The Boys. You finally watch The Boys, and you're like, "Oh, this is an
yeah.
awesome first episode."
Yeah.
That was an awesome first episode. I haven't seen anything past.
You saw the first one too?
I saw the first episode.
I watched it today, and I texted him right away. I was like, "That was fucking amazing."
I don't know why I stopped.
Sean on our 2-3 shows ago, I don't remember. He told me to watch The Boys. He said like if I could recommend one comic for you, it would be The Boys. So I watched it and it was fucking good.
I was listening and I wanted to jump out into the podcast and be like, because you asked the question for somebody who doesn't really read comic books,
right?
What would your first one be?
Yeah,
I would say go graphic novel Watchmen.
Watchmen, really? I've got the Watchmen upstairs.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like it's enjoyable, but I think that it comes to like what I enjoy though. Like I'm a post-apocalyptic kind of person.
Fair.
So like I like Walking Dead. I like Bunker. I like Sheltered. Anything that's like where.
Is that Y and the Last Man?
Y the Last Man, yeah. Anything that's like post-apocalyptic is my thing.
I'll check it out though.
Yeah,
The Watchmen.
Absolutely.
Is it in TV form or is it only?
Movie.
No, so there's a movie
Okay,
and then
that's
there's
fine.
also a TV show
fine.
that continues it. But the graphic novel, like you're saying, you want to get into like reading comics. The graphic novel, if you can get through it, I think.
What's
it's
the
fantastic.
difference? We talked about this. Graphic novel, is that just not the adult term for comic book?
No, a graphic novel is like more than 50 pages, I think.
Okay.
Like a comic book is like almost, imagine it's like a magazine and then a novel.
Yeah, I don't know what really defines the difference between a comic book and a graphic novel.
Just more pages.
more pages.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think of it like it's like if your comic books are releasing like episode by episode, then like a graphic novel is one season.
Okay. That makes sense. So what's your ideal audience? Because right now, the current culture is everybody. You know what? Here's what's funny. I saw this earlier today. People are offended by that "Baby It's Cold Outside" song, Christmas song, and they're banning it on radio stations and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But Cardi B can sing "Wet Ass Pussy" and nobody fucking cares about that, right? So what's your line? Like, where's your meter of how far you can push the envelope on stage?
I can't say that I have a line that's been drawn. I've never had a joke where I felt like it crossed the line, or I've never had somebody tell me that I crossed the line. I've told jokes where they're a little bit darker,
right?
And you can tell immediately that the crowd is just like, if you get like somebody lines going, oh, something like that, then it's just like, even if they find it funny, they'll still do that. Or it's just like, okay, I get it, you know. But then I've seen shows where guys are like doing 20 minutes of abortion jokes, and the girl with pink hair in the back is laughing her ass off. It's like, normally I see somebody with colored hair like, oh, I gotta walk on eggshells. You know, it's tough, man. It's like,
so you never really know.
You never really know. Like, my recommendation to anybody, or like what I do for myself, is like start small. You know, if you wanted to get into some dark material or some controversial material, throw out a little something that most people would, you know, probably be okay with.
Yeah. And
then see how that goes. But like, I've seen guys go up on stage and they're just there to push the envelope, and it never goes well. Like if you're there to shock the audience, I mean, you're gonna shock them, you know, but it might not be in the way you expect, right? It's all about, and once again, like there's people who can do dark humor in a way that doesn't come off dark. There's people who can do controversial. Think about Dave Chappelle. Like his whole set is like extremely political, and like honestly, at the end of a Dave Chappelle show, most of the time you're walking away with like some new life knowledge, or you learned about something, you know. Where it's like, but at the end of the, you know, it is comedy, right? But it's all about, you know, knowing yourself and knowing if you can do it without pissing people off, and if you can do it with keeping it funny. Like, I guess if I had one rule, like a, you know, a blanket rule, it would be whatever you're gonna do, just make it funny, you know.
If you piss somebody off and you know you do, does it ruin the rest of your set, or can you recover?
You can recover that as long as it's like, if you piss off one person,
well, who cares?
Exactly. But
like,
if you piss off like a pocket, that's a little harder. It's such a triumph when there's like a pocket of people or like a group that you know isn't feeling you, and then that moment that you get them to laugh, it's like it's such a personal victory. It's like, I got you, motherfuckers.
I win.
Exactly. It's the greatest feeling in the world. And then you have people who are with you in the beginning, and then as your set goes on, you lose them. You know, that's the worst. But I don't know, man. It's so situational, and like 10,000 hour rule. Going back to what you're saying, it's over time you learn how to do it better, and you know, you learn the types of crowds. And like I said, if I was a touring comedian, I'm sure I would know that Oklahoma audiences are different than Kitchener. Now, you know, I know that they'll be different. I just don't know how they'll be different.
Is it harder to do now though, a stand-up set? Because everybody's so sensitive about everything. Like
100%.
everything offends everybody.
Yeah.
It's harder to do. Eh?
It is tough. I mean, to be fair, like I started in an age where it's already hard to do.
Right.
So I don't know what it like 90s.
Yeah.
What I call
away with-
cocaine comedy,
Right.
where it's all of the comedians were just jacked up on coke that they did in the back room.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, anything flew back then, man. Sam Kinison, you know, all those guys. It was just, it's like a thrill ride.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you put these guys on stage now, oh, I can't imagine. But then once again, it's demographics, right? Like,
So yeah, I guess like you entered into it in an era of sensitivity.
Exactly.
Overly
100%.
sensitive. Yeah.
And like even in my 2.5 years, I've noticed that it is getting more sensitive.
It's like still going up.
It's still going up for sure. And I'm sure
Holy
after this
shit.
pandemic, it's going to be even higher than ever.
So like no pandemic jokes.
Or mask jokes.
Oh my god, I can't imagine. Like I said, I haven't done a show yet since, but I can imagine that's all it's going to be.
Are you gonna like dip your toe in the water? Or are you gonna stay away from it? Let everyone else smash it to
I haven't
hell.
decided yet.
Yeah.
I'll try a couple.
Yeah.
I'll try a couple. Everybody's got their own take on it,
Of course.
of course.
Well,
but-
whether it's like proven or not, who cares? But if you can make fun of it and laugh at it, like we're all going through it, so just laugh
Exactly.
at it, right?
That's
That's
the
all you
thing.
can do.
is like that's like the easiest way to write good material is to make it relatable.
Yeah.
And what's more relatable than
Yeah, of
world
course.
events?
The only thing that disappointed me about this pandemic is that Gwyneth Paltrow didn't actually die.
I didn't. What?
Contagion, yeah.
Oh, right.
She was patient zero. Yeah.
I did watch that.
She died in the first like 10 minutes of that movie.
I did watch
Greatest
it
movie.
back in like April.
Yeah.
I think.
I was gonna say I think everybody watched that at the beginning of this
Yeah.
thing. It was like you got to watch Tiger King and you got to watch.
That's
Contagion.
what we said. We talked about it with Bishop.
Yeah.
That like if the pandemic never hit, would Tiger King be as successful
I
as it was?
highly doubt it.
No. All right, here we go. Middle of the show. So it's time for another shot. That's what that means.
Yeah.
So we're doing, what is this? Monkey shoulder.
Monkey shoulder.
We didn't say what our first one was, did we? What was our first shot?
Jose Cuervo. It was just tequila.
Oh, it's tequila.
Yeah.
Okay. We should end the show with the Hennessy.
We should,
Because
yeah.
that's what you wanted.
Absolutely.
All right, very good. So here we go. So we've got Jose Cuervo, monkey shoulder now, and then Hennessy later.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Strange mix.
So
Strange mix.
all the dudes listening, male, female, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's not bad.
That's good.
That's okay.
It's a pretty scotch. It's
It's
just
a pretty.
yeah.
It's
You
in
know
the
what else
nasal
is pretty
cavity.
is the sound of a Guinness opening. Oh, yes.
I didn't know we were eating sushi here tonight.
Oh, here we go. Another soy sauce comment. Doesn't taste like soy sauce.
What's they put something in the
Yeah.
Guinness? What is that called? It's like a mixed drink.
So it's a nitrogen widget.
Okay.
So what they do is actually Guinness did a I don't know if it was PBS or something. They did a whole thing about how they brew the Guinness and then ship it over to other countries.
Oh.
And they ship it flat. So the
Really?
beer that the beer they put in, they don't really carbonate. And then when you pop the top, the nitrogen widget falls to the bottom, and that's what carbonates the beer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's I guess it's better to transport or something.
Fair.
Was that what you were talking about?
No,
Or-
I was talking. You know what? I appreciate the history.
Oh.
No, I was talking about is it an Irish car bomb?
Oh yeah,
Where they
yeah, yeah.
drop. It's like half
is it-
Guinness, half Strongbow, I think.
Oh, that's a snake bite.
Snake bite.
yeah, yeah.
That's what it is.
But the Irish car bomb is Guinness, but I forget what the liquor is. Bailey's or something, or
Probably.
Yeah, something
some
like that.
No, that-
whiskey or
that
something.
sounds
Like
it'd be good.
curdles once it hits.
You're
the-
supposed to like throw the shot glass into the
Yeah,
beer and then
yeah.
fucking chug it. I won't do it because the bottom of that shot glass has been on every bar. I don't want to put that in my beer. It's gross.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
What's your normal like go-to drink?
On it, you know what? This summer I actually discovered Michelob Ultra
We have those if you want.
because
Some.
I'm trying to watch my figure a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. If I'm drinking with friends to get drunk, I'm drinking Michelob Ultra. But
Really?
it's between that and then because they're so like light on calories and carbs, you just suck them back. It's like water.
I guess.
Yeah.
But
like, if you-
volume-wise, it's a lot in your gut.
Oh,
I
it
find
is.
that.
It is. I mean, any beer I feel is a lot. in
Yeah.
your gut. But it is technically like a light beer. I mean, summer drink. Obviously, my go-to is Corona.
Oh yeah, me too.
How could it not be?
Yeah,
I watch-
I like Guinness in the summer too, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've said that before, and I just disagree.
I drink-
fully disagree with that.
I don't know. It's an acquired taste, I guess.
Like a Guinness to me is like middle of the winter, like
No.
fire going.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Just because it's dark.
I need some calories to keep me going.
I bet you this has less calories than the beer you're drinking.
I'm a monk and I've been fasting for 40 days.
Okay.
So
Fuck. This guy's such a drama queen.
But
It's not.
I do like the sour, which I've never tried this one. The Sugar Skull Sour from Crafteds. I haven't tried that.
Yeah,
what
me neither.
I have had from there is they call it Sour Batch Kids.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
that was
Yeah.
we had that on beer day.
We did, yeah.
What'd you think?
I liked it. I liked it
It's
a lot.
okay.
So
Yeah.
that's what a sour. It's like hits you in the face when you take a sip of it. That's a sour. It's like some sort of they mash something.
See, I don't know if I could drink that on the regular though. It's too sugary for me, I
Gotcha.
think.
Yeah.
It's the same with the Schafferhofer. It's really good, but like one. Summersby, Mad Jacks, they're all the same thing.
Most craft beers for me are like one and done. It's like try it,
Yeah.
do a flight.
Isn't that craft?
I don't know, like I think this like
It says right on the can, craft brew.
I think that's kind of bullshit though. Like
I think
it
anything
breaks
that's
the-
not mass produced they call craft now.
yeah.
Because there's micro below that.
It's a craft
Right.
lager, but it's so mass produced. Like you can buy it in any store, you can get it in any bar. That's not like craft is like you have to go to the brewery to try it.
We got to get a
for me.
brewmaster on the show.
You should.
Yeah.
How amazing would that
That
be?
would be amazing. Do you know what I tried recently that I loved? Frank's Brewing out of Tecumseh.
Yep, yep.
Oh yeah, they got some good stuff.
Honey habanero beer.
Really? I tried that. I could not stand that.
Really? I
couldn't do it, eh?
want to try it.
It was good.
I like spice, so
It's like drinking a beer while you're eating a habanero.
Yeah.
habanero's pretty hot. I mean, I can go fairly hot, but not crazy. Like I'm not on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm like a 4.
To me,
Right?
it just tasted like something was wrong with my beer.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're like eating nachos and drinking beer. You
Right.
just put that in all in one. Another one of my favorites is Creemore.
Oh yeah.
Cheerio.
Oh, of course.
The
Of course.
honey cream ale.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I like
Any other
cowbell.
Creemores.
Cowbell.
Cowbell's
is
good.
fucking
Haven't tried that one.
great.
But like if let's say you're going to a barbecue and you're grabbing a pack of beer for the boys. What do you like? For me, that's Michelob Ultra or Corona.
Yeah, I think Corona's the universal.
Yeah,
like
nobody's
everybody
mad
will
at
drink.
that.
No,
Yeah.
everybody will drink it.
If I wanted to make sure everyone was happy, it'd probably be like Bud Light.
You're not gonna have everybody happy, man.
yeah,
No,
I wouldn't be. Oh man, I'm drinking Guinness. You think I want Bud Light? What the fuck?
So for my wedding, I
Yeah, no, I'm
bought
very
two kinds
aware.
of beer.
I'm very aware what you had at your wedding.
Two kinds of beer. It was Honest Lager and Bud Light.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's a good mix. But I don't know. But you have like Bud Light and then Coors. It's just fanboys, you know.
It's all the same though.
Yeah.
All that
to
shit
me,
tastes the same.
It all tastes like
Canadian
water.
Once you-
blue
Once
Coors.
you, so
fucking
once
hell.
you hit a light beer, there's no difference. Corona, Michelob Ultra.
No, Corona does taste
No,
a
it
lot
doesn't.
different. Man, we're doing a blind taste test one day.
Maybe it's the conditioning of the ads. I don't know. There's something about a Corona that does taste different.
It does.
If you put a lime in it, it tastes like
I don't
crappy
put,
beer
I
with
don't put lime
in
in
it.
it.
No, it
Oh,
tastes-
crappy beer.
tastes like
fucking
Vin
guy.
Diesel's sweat. That's what it tastes like. I want to feel like I'm in Fast and Furious.
Does he drink those?
Are you kidding? Have you ever seen a Fast and Furious movie?
No.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
they're
it's
all
all
over.
this
Wait,
guy.
you've never seen a Fast and Furious
Well,
movie?
maybe back in like 2000 when the first one came out or something.
Oh, dude, yeah. Every single one, they're drinking Coronas nonstop.
Is that what it is? Corona?
Corona. Yeah.
Is it branded? Like you see the Corona
Oh,
bottle?
they're perfectly holding it in a way
Yeah, of
the
course.
label sticking out. Yeah.
yeah.
It's all about family.
Right? Family and Corona.
Family.
Yeah.
Cut
Come,
those
come
limes
to
for
my
that
family
Corona.
barbecue with Corona.
Yeah, there's always a
Sponsored by-
barbecue scene in every Fast and Furious. There's always a family barbecue scene, and they're all drinking Coronas, and they cheers. And
Well, because that's
Fucking
their
hell.
thing. It's the family dinner, right?
yeah.
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 I don't know. I haven't seen any since I want to say maybe the second. When did they go to Tokyo? What was that?
That was 3.
Tokyo
Okay,
Drift,
that's
yeah.
I didn't see anything from that one forward. So I
They
saw
got
the first
good,
two.
man. 4 and 5. 5, I think, is where they peaked. 5 is the best one. But
Yeah.
at that point, it's an action movie.
And like 2027 is coming out soon, right? Fast and
27?
Furious 27? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
28? Something like
I
that?
have no idea what number they're at.
Jesus Christ.
They're going
like
to space.
They're all in fucking walkers now. They're all wheelchairs. They souped up their wheelchairs.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Can you imagine Fast and the Furious wheelchair edition?
Nursery drift. Yeah.
Nursery jet.
You know what? I'd watch that. I'd pay a lot of money to see
Who
that.
can get through Medic Mart the fastest? Jesus. So if you're not drinking Corona,
Yes.
do you go liquor? Do you like liquors?
I do. I love cocktails, man. Old fashioned. That's my thing. Manhattans.
Like the real way to make a old
The
fashioned.
true way to make
the
old
bitters
fashioned.
and
Did
all
I
that.
make a good old fashioned at home?
You can do it?
Got some bitters
yeah.
on the shelf there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
feel
old
like-
fashioned.
Should we put the guest to work and be like, make us some old fashions, bitch?
I'm out of like regular whiskey though. I've got Scotch. I've got like maybe a shot left of Canadian Club.
You got-
What,
gotta
what
have
would you
the
normally?
orange.
What would you normally make it with?
You
I
mean
make it
orange
with
peel.
I make it with Black Label.
Ah,
Johnny Walker.
you don't have any of that.
No, I'm running low on like. We finished off the Maker's Mark. I got a little bit of Canadian Club left.
Sounds good.
Other than that, it's all Scotch.
What's that the bottle there by your camera?
That's an
one we just
infinity
had.
bottle. No, that's an infinity bottle. So that's like the last couple of shots of every Scotch bottle I've got. So there's some Oban in there. There's some
Your
Balvenie.
his face is just like,
Yeah.
I want to stay as far away from that.
The young kids, we call that King's Cup, and that's a game that we play.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that?
No.
It's like it's a party game, but then eventually, over the course of the game, everyone pours their drink slowly into one big chalice, and the loser has to drink it, and it always tastes like fucking bathwater.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that's like the bathwater of Scotch.
It's the bathwater of Scotch. Yeah,
It's
great
advertising.
You should put that on the bottle. We could probably market that.
No. It ends up with a good flavor. You've got like a very full flavor. So like if you got something smoky you pour in there, like the smokiness takes over.
Yeah.
You got something like really sweet that hides.
Did you pour
behind it.
that campfire one in there?
I haven't because that campfire one is so strong.
Oh, Jesus.
That's all you would taste.
Do you sip with not the ice cubes? What are the plastic things that you can freeze so that it doesn't
Like rocks.
dilute your?
Oh, those stones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whiskey
stones.
stones.
Whiskey stones. Yeah.
Do you use those?
No, it's,
You like it room temperature?
I like it room temperature, straight up, in a whiskey glass.
Does that matter? The glass?
It does. You can experience the whiskey fuller. When this
taste
is
it.
all done, and when you guys can't properly appreciate it because we've had too much, I'll pour one for you guys.
I don't know. Yeah. You know me. I'm a straight like any clear liquor. I don't mind clear,
Okay.
but the dark stuff like the what was this? Monkey shoulder we just did?
Yeah.
Yeah. You flinched at the Brennivin from Iceland.
Okay, that tastes like Drakkar Noir. This stuff here. It's vodka, but I swear to God, it tastes like fucking cologne.
It's made from birch trees.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
can't do
I got a
vodka.
birch hint in there.
I love
No?
Tito's though. Tito's I'll do all day.
Oh,
That's
see, I find
vodka,
that
right?
gross.
Really?
So you might like Wolfhead. That's very clean tasting.
He might have liked it 3 hours ago when it was chilled.
yeah.
Crystal
I keep
Skull,
that
I
in the
like
fridge.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the Dan Aykroyd one.
Yeah.
I was saying that to you off air.
I've still got some hounds up there too.
Hounds is a really good one.
Okay.
That's a premium dark liquor.
Well, it's a
black.
mineral infused vodka. Yeah, so it comes out like
Well,
purplish
dark
black.
vodka, yeah. Or purple. It's purple.
Vodka was just ruined for me because I got sick of fucking cheap Smirnoff too many times in my
Yeah.
underage days that it's just ugh.
So, you know what? I want to ask you too, because you've done a lot of live shows, right?
Yes.
After a show, all the comedians, I assume, are kind of hanging out in a green room somewhere backstage. Do you ever, is that the end of the night for you guys? Or do you take off, go out downtown, or go out some
Yeah.
bar?
A lot
what
of times
happens?
that's what we'll do.
Yeah?
Depends. If it's like a weeknight, no.
Right.
At the club though, like on the weekends, yeah, we would always go out after. Spot that we love to hit is Acapulco Delight.
Oh, wow, obviously.
Gotta go there, man.
Fuck, of course.
Yeah, I love that place. But yeah, we don't really. Well, usually we'll stick around the venue. You know, a lot of the times, you go do a show and they'll give you a couple drink tickets. So if you don't use those during the show, we'll use them after.
Okay.
Free drinks, why not? But
do you guys feel like you're still working? Like, do you have to one up each other?
A little. Sometimes yes.
Yeah.
It's always like so nerve wracking when you're around like a guy from New York or something, like a guy from Los Angeles who is like, it's like I'm talking to you, I'm getting to know you, but at the same time it feels like I'm selling myself to you. You know. So yeah, I've had plenty of times where it's just like we're having a conversation, but at the end of the day, it's like we're recording a podcast almost.
Yeah.
If you're talking to the crowd after a show, you're still very much working.
So you go in the crowd after?
Well,
hang out with them?
at the club, for example, we didn't have a green room, so we all the comedians would just sit at the back. So it's like after the show, people are walking out, I'd be like, "Oh, have a good night,"
Yeah.
Just talk to them. I don't try to.
Right,
That's
right.
not something that I see. I'm not going to sit down next to the crowd. I'm like, so what you guys think? A little elbow nudge. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But, it happens. You cross paths. The most awkward is always do a set, fucking bomb. Just eat shit, go into the bathroom, take a piss, and then a guy comes in the bathroom with you. It's like, hey, keep your head up, son. That's always the nights where I'm just like, maybe I should quit. Maybe I should fucking quit.
That's an issue though. If you get a room full of Karens, you're fucked. You're fucked from the start.
fucked. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You could tell the best set ever. It's not gonna matter.
There's always something to complain about. Well, at the club, we used to have feedback cards. We would put a fucking. Oh, it's the most painful.
Everyone's drunk by the end of it. They're just gonna put draw dicks all over.
Well,
it.
everyone will tell you don't read them, but of course, the first thing I did after the show, I'd collect them and I'd read them, and it's like every comedian slot, rate them 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Comments. What did you think of the venue? And like it's so nice. Like sometimes it would be like, you know, somebody would just scribble on it, but then like the people who actually took time to write like fucking Yelp reviews of each comedian, soul crushing, man, soul crushing.
Yelp reviews.
You know, when they're willing to fill it out though, they're pissed. Like nobody's like, oh, it was so funny. I had such a good time. I had so many excellent drinks, and the comedian was amazing. It's like. This fucking sucked. You ruined my night. Fuck you.
If they loved it, you get like a check mark.
Yeah.
If they hated it, you get a 3-paragraph on why you shouldn't have been born. It's tough, man. So it's like I don't know if people just don't expect that we're not going to read these, or like it's not like they're going in a box and going to corporate.
Going to a corporate.
They're not going. They're not going up the chain, man. I am the chain.
It's like a comedy headquarters.
Yeah, like the 4 guys at the back of the room. We're the chain. We're reading it.
Oh, I bet you people do that though. They go to shows like that just to bitch.
Oh, 100%.
For sure they do. For sure they do.
So, you know what? On the other side of this, though, a lot of the times, the one comedian in Windsor, Scott Gunn, he's something of a heartthrob.
Ah.
I can't tell you how many times in those cards would be like, second comedian was not only funny, but very good looking, very handsome. Like, we've gotten girls write their numbers.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then it's always like we find the number and be like, hey, who was this? Where were they sitting? Where did you pick that paper up from? Oh, that table over there. Oh, that was the brunette. You know?
I got to be a comedian.
That seems like a new bit, though. Like, just like have somebody who's not that guy start texting him and just like...
Record everything.
Yeah.
Film the whole thing. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. You know what? You do break the mold of comedian, though.
Do I?
Well, comedian, like I've seen so many comedians. They're in like a zip-up hoodie and just like whatever shorts they got on. But you go on like a blazer, like you have like a suit jacket on.
I try and dress up, man. I was told when I was starting out, a guy was like, you always want to be dressed one step above the audience.
Okay.
If that makes so, like if the audience is wearing shorts, you want to be the guy wearing. There's golden rule of comedy. One of the golden rules: never wear shorts on stage.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know. I think it's just like I guess they say it's like an unprofessional look. But yeah, never wear shorts on stage. I never have. But no, you never want to be overdressed. You know, you never want to be the guy wearing a suit at a bar. But then you never want to be underdressed either. Most of the time, it's just me like jeans and graphic t-shirt. You can't go wrong with that. Okay. But like for the comedy festival, I was like, fuck, I'm going.
Yeah, you had like a blazer.
And then I walked into the green room and there was like a guy in a zip-up sweater and then a guy in a t-shirt. And
I was gonna say,
like,
the zip-up hoodie is like that's comic 101. Like they teach you in comic school. Yeah. You have to wear a zip-up hoodie.
You gotta.
And only half zipped up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like some band t-shirt underneath.
Yes, I was gonna say some logo underneath where you can only see half of it.
Yeah.
Or a quarter of it. All right, so Curtis, before we go here, if people want to reach you on socials, how do they get you?
So Instagram, it's Curtis Coleman _, and then Facebook, just Curtis Coleman. I don't use Twitter.
No. Does anybody? I don't. We have one, but we don't even use it.
Yeah, not a Twitter fan, but Instagram is where you want to get me. Curtis Coleman, @Curtis Coleman.
And that's where you post all your events if you're going to do some live. Do you have any lives coming up? Probably not.
I do. I just don't have them planned, so I can't tell you when, but I will be doing some soon.
All right, so post them on your socials.
Absolutely. Yep.
Very good. And if they want to get us, 2 Dudes and a Mic.
2dudesandmic.com.
That's it. Pretty simple. Yeah. We'll put our stuff up on our socials about you. And that's it. So here we go. All the dudes listen. Everybody grab those last shots. This is the final shot of the show. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.